I am Victoria Buckley, the Chair of the Commission on Disability, speaking to you to present the proposed resolution for Springtown Meeting, Article 30, the Full Inclusion Resolution. The Commission on Disability is charged with ensuring that people with disabilities are fully integrated into all aspects of the town and can participate seamlessly without barriers. The Commission believes that accessibility and inclusion are integral to the priorities and values of our community. To that end, the Commission on Disability wants to support the Select Board's objective to exceed the access regulations as described in the ADA Section 504 and Section 508, and look to a more inclusive perspective by taking a proactive stance to integrate accessibility and inclusion into all plans, policies, and decision-making. Statistically, disabilities affect at least 19% of Americans. For those over 65, the percentage rises to 40%. When we talk about disabilities, we are including the broad spectrum, including individuals of all ages with sensory, physical, emotional, cognitive, neurodevelopmental, and/or neurodiverse needs and issues. And more recent studies from the CDC suggest that 26% of adults, or 1 in 4, have a disability. Across the spectrum of disability in America, there are common characteristics regardless of race or culture, socioeconomic status, or reason for a functional impairment. A mental or physical limitation is most commonly seen along a continuum of severity from mild to significant. It is likely to change over time for each individual, and severity on the continuum will vary in response to the personal and social context. Non-apparent conditions are the norm. A majority of disabilities are invisible. Assumptions about being able to discern disability by observation alone were never accurate, but are especially wrong today. The overwhelming majority of functional limitations are acquired over the course of life. Congenital or gestational conditions do occur, but their prevalence is not as high. We have seen the positive impact on the civil rights of individuals with disabilities with the passage of the Americans with Disabilities Act, the ADA, Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act of 1973, which covers not just employment but also public education, and also Section 508, which addresses the accessibility of technology and digital content. These laws have helped us look at technical issues such as curb cuts, ramps, audio systems, public transportation, as well as programmatic access in public education, community events, and employment. The Commission on Disability has been working on full inclusion since it became a commission in 2003, and before then as a town committee. The Commission has been a consistent voice in town meeting and has collaborated with many committees, providing opportunities for outreach, education, and technical assistance. The Commission wants to reach beyond the laws to more intangible issues that impact our citizens with disabilities. We want to work with the town to heighten sensitivity about inclusion. We would like to raise awareness about the need for full inclusivity and how this influences town policies, procedures, programming, and community engagement. So what does this really mean? If we are looking at programmatic inclusion, we need to consider how accessible our programs are, whether they are educational, vocational, cultural, or recreational. For example, the town celebrations, the parades, the enactments, the sporting events, concerts. As one commission member stated, we like to have fun too. The commission is uniquely positioned to support the community as we build capacity for our community to embody the values of inclusivity and make them actionable. We will offer opportunities to engage in community conversations, plan public education campaigns, and do outreach so we can all work together to advance inclusivity for all our residents. We want to ask the questions, are we considering everyone's needs, and how can we be more inclusive? To further the goal of full inclusion for the town of Lexington, the Commission on Disability proposes the following motion. Article 30 requests town meeting approval to pass a non-binding resolution to consider the rights and needs of those with disabilities in all town decision and planning processes in order to strive for full inclusivity and equity while encouraging collective and coordinated action to address issues of exclusion and ableism. More specifically, this motion states that the town resolves to fully consider disability rights in all decisions and planning processes in order to work towards full inclusion. That the town resolves to integrate concepts of inclusion, equity, accommodations, and universal design into routine operations and policy making. That the town resolves to build capacity to collect, interpret, and act on data related to social injustice issues involving persons with disabilities, particularly pertaining to issues related to health, housing, physical and programmatic accessibility, education, technology, policing, representation, and economic and environmental justice. And that the town resolves to develop and implement a comprehensive inclusion plan with public input to include staff training, hiring practices, and public education, all with the goal of making Lexington a truly equitable community for all. The Commission on Disability is unanimous in its support of this resolution. If we take the opportunity to focus on creating environments, including policies and attitudes that minimize limitations and support people, we minimize our negative outcomes. Advancing a framework for universal design helps us create facilitating environments that go well beyond narrow concepts of barrier removal. We hope that you will support Article 30.